is Epic Fail, and everybody has 10 minutes. Our first storyteller is a New York Times best-selling author.
The author of Ancestor Contagion, and he's also a YA author. So please welcome to the stage, Scott Sigler.
And they bring up the non-scientist to start off the failure event with some failure. So that's good for me. So as I mentioned, I'm Scott Sigler. I am an author. I write novels that put hard science and horror into thriller situations. I also write a series of YA books that are about football, a football league 700 years in the future with aliens playing different positions. It's awesome. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is football. I love everything about the game. I've been involved with football my whole life. In fact, my first memory ever is of sitting on my dad's knee. He was a football coach, and watching 16mm film plays going back and forth and back and forth. So the sum total of my existence begins with football, and if all goes well, I'll die at a Super Bowl, and everything will be alpha and omega. So my dad is a very successful football coach from Michigan. He won two state championships. Yes. He played college ball. My brother was a star running back for our high school, went on to play college football. Even my nephew, who at 15 is 6'3", 175 pounds, clearly in the genetic shuffle, this guy did not get the right set of stuff. And he is a sophomore and just finished starting as a varsity quarterback. They bumped him up a year. So I have this whole family that is all involved with football. I come from a town in Michigan called Sheboygan. And if you guys know anybody from Michigan, they've all done this. That is where I'm from. It's a small town, about 5,000 people, and most of that is rural, so there's not a lot going on. Football is huge there. It's a huge source of community. And we had an extraordinarily successful program that my dad built up as the head coach. It's a town where everyone in town knows the football coach and very few people know the mayor. So, at one point we had a run where we were 48-2, 4 undefeated seasons sandwiched by 8-1 seasons. So a lot of success. So this sounds like a great formula, doesn't it? Here I am, the son of the football coach, football family. I forgot to mention my grandfather was a semi-pro coach back in the 50s. It goes way back. It's 3 generations. Very successful football town. I should have been a football star, but then you've got to look at all of this. Now, I look pretty tall because I'm on a stage and I've got some boots on right now. When I was a freshman, I weighed 90 pounds. Not a good combo. But then I went through this huge growth spurt. By the time I was a junior in high school, I was 5'7", almost 120 pounds. They had to go get pee-wee football equipment for me because there wasn't anything in the varsity equipment that fit me. So the whole team wore orange pants, except for me. I wore white pants. Scott White Pants Sigler. So I stood out, and clearly football is a game of strength and speed. Intelligence is a big part of it, but primarily a game of strength and speed. I was never going to be a big-time football player. But my dad told me when I was a kid, when I started playing sports, he said, "Son, work hard and good things will come." All right, Dad. So I decided to work as hard as I can. And my job with the team was, I was the 3rd string quarterback, and my job was primarily to run the other team's offense in practice, which wound up being easy. I was a science nerd. I knew all of these offenses already by the time I was like 12 from hanging out with my dad. It was a piece of cake for me. I knew every offense in the league. I could run them, and I could give our starting defense a really good example of what they were going to see on Friday night. This was my job. Of course, as I mentioned, I weighed almost 120 pounds. We had an all-conference defensive line, 2 all-state linebackers who were both 225 pounds, and I spent 2 football seasons getting the living crap kicked out of me every day. But you work hard and good things will come. So I worked as hard as I could in practice. I did everything I could to best prepare the team and fulfill my role in the team, which was to get the crap kicked out of me, basically, and I was good at it. I could get the crap kicked out of me, then get up and go get the crap kicked out of me again. And that's the talent. And me and my D&D buddies, who were all the scrub players, we would have fun in practice, and we would play around, have a good time. I would do my impression of my dad as the coach for them, and they would laugh, and I would get home and get in trouble. There'd be a football game on Friday night. We'd be on the sidelines telling jokes. I would still be doing my impression of my father on the sidelines. And when we got up by 30, look out, because White Pants is coming in the game. And then all hell was going to break loose. But by and large, there wasn't a lot of demands on me as a football player. I had a great time. Until my junior year, we were 6-0. We're playing one Friday night. I'm on the sideline. I forgot to mention this. I left this out. I was so small and the coach's son that my dad actually used my side to humiliate the other players. Since I knew I would never play college ball, and as much as I loved the game, this was my only chance. When football was done, when high school was done, football was finished with me forever. So I played every game, every play, really hard. In practice, sometimes the starting defense would relax and take a play off, and sometimes my little body would run right by them, or I'd catch them off balance and knock them over and run them over, and then go on for my practice touchdown. And I would do a practice touchdown dance just to rub it in a little bit. You gotta celebrate the little victories in life, people. You gotta take advantage of it. And my dad would use that to motivate these gigantic people who were like 230 pounds. And he would say, "God damn it, Jeff Ravelji, you weigh 245 pounds. Look at him. Now look at you. Now look at him." It was an early version of the Old Spice commercial. "He weighs 120 pounds and he just ran you over. Oh, you guys line up and run it again." Which was shorthand for run the exact same play. So now that the beefy and Cro-Magnon who's staring at me because I embarrassed him in front of his friends knows exactly where I'm going to run and he's going to kill me. But Dad, I don't want to run it again. But I had to run it again. And bad things happen. So we're in this game. We're 6-0. We're up by a touchdown. Starting quarterback goes down. No problem. There's plenty of time to tell jokes on the sideline. We're having a ball. We're talking about fifth level fighters, the things that matter in life. Second string quarterback goes down, and all of a sudden I hear my dad's voice, "Sigler, get in here!" And I didn't know what to do, so I run out on the field. Now all of a sudden I'm with the varsity offense in a game that actually matters. It's the fourth quarter, and I was so freaked out. Things were so fast, and everybody was so big. It was crazy. All this stuff going on, and to this day I barely remember. It just was all a blur. I managed to not screw up, which was great. And we won by about 21 points. Game ends. Yeah, game ends. And now, we're 7-0. Our arch rival Gaylord is 7-0. The winner of the game coming up that week wins the conference and goes on to the playoffs. Starting quarterback, second string quarterback are hurt. On Friday you play, on Saturday you get the day off, on Sunday you go in for films. You get to watch the films of your previous game and the films of the team you're going to play. And Saturday it hits me that, holy crap, I'm going to be the starting quarterback in a game that will determine if we go to the playoffs. White Pants is in, baby. Fire up. And I know that I'm not going to have a knockout game and take over the starting role. I know the scouts from Purdue aren't going to show up and take me. And this is my one shot. I'm very excited. So I spent all Saturday studying Gaylord's offense and defense. I know everything that needs to be done. I'm going to play to the best of my ability. This is my Rudy moment. This is my non-drunken Rudy moment. I am going to get to be the starting quarterback for my high school, and I'm going to get to do it in a game that really matters, and I'm really going to get to contribute to the team and do my family proud. This was my one shot, because the guys were healing and they would be back for the 9th week. So Saturday I spent prepping. Sunday comes and it's film day. And since my dad is the coach, I ride into the high school with my dad to go to the high school where we would watch the film, where everybody would gather for the weekly prep. Before this, my dad sits me down at the kitchen table and tells me that he is going to move over a kid named Derek Woodgate, who is a phenomenal athlete, our starting halfback. And he's going to start Derek at quarterback. Derek has never played a down of quarterback in his entire football career. So, and basically, I was getting benched for a kid who never played quarterback ever, because my dad said, quite frankly, he gives us the best chance to win this game. And it was crushing. The White Pants were not going in. Not only did I not get to live that dream moment of leading the team onto the field and being the starting quarterback, not only did I not get a chance to compete and do my family proud, I didn't even get the chance to fail. So my epic fail was not even getting that moment, because football, like a lot of things in life, it's really not about feeling good and doing things that make people happy. It's about winning the football game. And to start me would have not been fair to all the other kids on the team who worked their butts off all the time and wanted to win. So that was my epic fail, and it taught me that all those people in Hollywood out there who like to say that anything is possible are full of crap. It's not. People say, work, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. No, you can't. Not if you're 5'7", 120 pounds, and the slowest kid in the team. You cannot. Set your mind to being the starting quarterback and making that happen. So I learned that the things that my dad had told me, and this failure went on to teach me a lot of things in life. It taught me that if you get knocked down, you just get up again. That wound up being the cornerstone of my fiction career. So what I learned from my epic fail was, as my dad told me, work hard and good things will come. They're just not always the good things that you expected. Thank you.